Now it's time for Lefties losing it, starting with all I want for Christmas. Now, most people just want good health, perhaps, happiness, a pet, money. This lefty, though, their wish has got to do with the spelling of the word Christmas and its apparent link to hormone replacement therapy, HRT.
Please keep the HRT in Christmas. Christmas without HRT is Sismas, and I think we can all agree we need the HRT. Happy holidays.
Yes, well, my Christmas wish for you is to get some help. Now, if you want to know how to properly address your guests at the Christmas table this year, don't worry, I've got you covered.
Whenever anyone addresses a group as ladies, I am not included. So when they say, hey ladies, let's stop talking, or hey ladies, let's get to work, I will do none of it because you're not talking to me. You're not talking to me. You're not talking to me. So I will not listen to anything that is said when it is started with, hey ladies. I'm a theydy, not a lady, a theydy.
Ah, okay, gotcha. But don't you just want to shout lady at her and see what she says? Now to the poor old lefty Democrat voters who are still so sad about Trump's win. Take this lefty, for example, who has taken it upon herself, so very bravely, I must say, to deliver an impassioned plea to Joe Biden and Kamala Harris.
You tell us for months what a danger this man is, and now he is proving it to everybody, and you guys are nowhere to be found and nothing is being done. People are demanding a recount. People are demanding something be done. We stood by you. We did everything you asked us to do, and then you just conceded and disappeared. And now we are all facing the hell that is coming. Nothing that we can see is being done about this. Nothing. You need to do something, because this is our lives on the line. You want democracy? Fight for it.
A recount. Now that's an interesting one. I mean, I guess after all, their lives are on the line here. And while we are at it, here is a very important public service announcement.
Trump is winning and I'm going to flee to Canada next week. I'm a Chinese national working on a temporary visa in the United States for about 10 years. In the past administration of Trump, I have been experiencing a lot of hurdles. And now Trump won the election again. What I'm going to do is to flee to Canada next week to escape the Trump plan.
Wow. I feel really better knowing that. Thank you. That was really, really brave of you to share to the world. And also thank you for wearing a mask to protect us from spreading your Trump derangement syndrome. Now to the most bitter, rattled, deranged and sad man in the Democrats, Barack Obama.
The election proved that democracy is pretty far down on people's priority list. Pluralism is not about holding hands and singing Kumbaya. It is not about abandoning your convictions. It is about recognizing that in a democracy, power comes from forging alliances and building coalitions and making room in those coalitions, not only for the woke, but also for the waking.
Actually, maybe, Barack, it's got something to do with your DEI pick for office, Kamala Harris. It's truly breathtaking how irrelevant this guy is. And how about Tampon Tim? Tim Walz. The poor bloke's now resorted to blaming America for the election loss.
We were pledging to be inclusive. We were pledging to bring people in. Donald Trump has said that that isn't what he wants. And so if that's what America's leaning towards, I guess for me, it's to understand and learn more about America.
And actually, that's why you lost, Mr. Woke Waltz. And clearly the crazy gene runs in that family because, listen up, ladies, Tim Walz's daughter is offering up some crucial dating advice. Do not date men who follow Joe Rogan on social media.
The first thing we do when someone starts talking to a new person, if they follow him, we're like, yeah, this person probably isn't a great person and probably our values don't align, so we're gonna move on from that. And honestly, it's worked out well for all of us. Obviously, there's been some heartbreak in there because of it, or at least some disappointment, but it truly is a litmus test, and I got you, ladies. You should start doing it.
Ladies, here's a red flag. Maybe these women should ask men if they voted for Tim Walz instead. I hear that's a real game changer in the dating world. And to Joe Biden, whose hair has proven the man really has had it. Here he was at a Christmas tree lighting ceremony where, well, it's obvious he was the one who switched on the power. In fact, we have some more exclusive footage from that night to show you. Here he is. Oh, no, wait. Oh, guys, that's not him. That's Dr. Emmett Brown from Back to the Future. Sorry, that's not right. Let's try this again. Here we go. Joe Biden, everyone. No. That's wrong. That's Ebenezer Scrooge after having just seen all three ghosts of Christmas past. Can we get this right? Quick, try again, please. Let's try. No. That's Roy Munson. Just forget it. Now, more lefties losing it with my next guest, comedian and host of Prime Time with Alex Stein on Blaze TV, Alex Stein. Alex, good to see you. Let's start with Donald Trump absolutely destroying a bias interviewer, Kristen Welker, on Meet the Press. Have a look at this.
I don't have to tell you this because you've talked about it. It comes at a time when the country is deeply divided. And now you're going to be leading this country for the next 4 years. For the sake of unifying this country, will you concede the 2020 election and turn the page on that chapter?
No. Why would I do that? But let me just tell you, when you say the country is deeply divided, I'm not the president. Joe Biden's the president.
But you're going to be the president.
No. I'm not the president. So when you say it's deeply divided, I agree. But Biden's the president, I'm not. And he has been a divider. I have the right to do that, but I'm not interested in that.
Oh, you're not? You're not going to do that?
I'm not interested.
Okay.
I have the absolute right. I'm the chief law enforcement officer. You do know that. I'm the president. But I'm not interested in that. You know what I'm interested in? Drilling and getting prices down and stopping people from pouring into our border that come from prisons and mental institutions.
Alex, this was brilliant by Trump. He is so measured. He's a real master at handling these interviews. What does it say about the vendetta of the left-wing media, even though 74 million Americans backed Donald Trump?
Well, you know, Donald Trump should look into it because when it came into the 2020 election, Donald Trump won all 50 states when it came to in-person voting. And Joe Biden won all 50 states, even the most conservative states, when it came to mail-in ballots.
And Donald Trump also sent a message to Kamala Harris supporters and those who did not vote for him. This is what he said during that interview.
What do you want to say to Americans who didn't support you in this campaign?
I'm going to treat you every bit as well as I have treated the greatest MAGA supporters. There's never been anything like MAGA in the history of this country. These people are so dedicated to making America great again. It's very simple. And I'm going to treat them just the same as I treat MAGA. We're going to treat everybody good. We want success for our country. We want safety for our country.
Alex, he loves his MAGA, but he also said that he won't take revenge against his foes. What do you make of those comments?
Well, I believe him. And whether you voted for Donald Trump or not, once the gas prices go down and people are able to afford groceries again and people can have a better lifestyle, that affects everybody, whether you voted for Donald Trump or not. So I believe him 100%. And Donald Trump doesn't have to go after his enemies. He just needs to put in a cabinet that will actually do the due diligence work that the leftists wouldn't do, that Kamala Harris wouldn't do, and Joe Biden wouldn't do. So I don't think it's a vengeful motivation for Donald Trump. I think it's just trying to make this country great again, and I believe it when he says that.
I completely agree. You can tell he is solely focused on making America great again and just getting down to business. Good on him. Now, Donald Trump's handshake with French President Emmanuel Macron at their meeting in Paris at the weekend, it's really been, I've got to say, the talk of social media. Have a look at this. That's one firm grip, but I'm going to say it reminded us of this handshake with Vladimir Putin back in 2019. He pulled him in there, Alex. But I've got to say, Trump's a strong businessman. People say he is dominating world leaders. But after America's weak leadership, is this what they need to do to gain respect on the global stage again?
100%. And Donald Trump wrote the New York Times bestseller, Art of the Deal. So he knows when you go into a business meeting, you got to show some dominance and you got to shake a man's hand hard. And, I love those memes of Macron's hand all dismangled. They show the fake x-rays where his hand looks like he's broken. So, yes, we need a strong president. Joe Biden can't even squeeze a lemon if he wanted it in his iced tea. So, yes, thank the Lord that we have a president that's dominant, that's going to go in there and assert his dominance in these meetings and help America on the world stage.
Can I ask you, do you think that this is a deliberate strategy by Donald Trump? Do you think he deliberately really grips on to hands? Is that his message, that is a message he's trying to send?
Oh, 100%. I mean, if you see it, even the impersonators, he always grabs the handshake and brings them in. Because here in America, and I'm sure other countries, when you're a young man, you have to learn to respect another person is to shake their hand. So to have a dominant handshake like that, that's not an accident. He's not just doing that to be funny. He's doing that to assert his dominance. And Donald Trump's one of the most dominant human beings on planet Earth. So he knows what he's doing.
Yeah, well, I look forward to another few years of him shaking hands all around the world. It's absolutely fantastic. Now, we've got to talk about Jill Biden, aka Dr. Jill. I think that this is more proof that she did indeed vote for Donald Trump at the election, because the two were spotted enjoying a chat in France over the weekend. They looked very happy together. But in true Trump fashion, he's now taken to Truth Social to promote his new Trump perfumes and colognes. And what a photo that is. Firstly, what do you think about this exchange, Alex?
Well, let me just tell you this. As a person that's met Donald Trump, he does have an aura that is positive. He makes you happy. So I think that's just her natural reaction when she sees Donald Trump. But on top of that, you're right. They don't like that Kamala Harris basically staged a coup to make her husband step down from running for president. So there's bad blood between Jill Biden and Kamala Harris, 100%. So she's happy that Donald Trump won. Joe Biden wants to go down as his legacy being the only person who beat Donald Trump. So, yes, Jill does not like Kamala, and she does like Donald Trump, whether she admits it or not.
Well, that's what I was about to show you. Have a look at that interaction versus this interaction with Dr. Jill and Kamala. You can see there that Dr. Jill even refused to look at Kamala Harris, Alex. There's a rift here, surely. I mean, this is pretty bad, right?
Well, and not only that, but if you really look at that video, it's also Doug Imhoff in that video, and he's accused of, assaulting women. So I don't think she likes Doug either. So I don't blame her for having that negative facial expression. She doesn't like either of them. And I think she has the right opinion, having that opinion.
Yeah, I completely agree. Now, let's talk about the public sector, because they seem like they're in shambles at the moment. They're scrubbing their Facebook and X accounts for any negative posts about Donald Trump amid fears of a purge. But this particular part's hilarious. Some, including at least one prominent official who testified in Trump's first impeachment inquiry, are weighing putting in their retirement papers, Alex. What do you make of all this sudden panic?
I hope they all quit, and especially all the new IRS agents that they hired. I mean, people are getting audited left and right. I hope Donald Trump goes in there and all these federal employees, if they're tweeting something weird, kick them out of there. Let them go work at Home Depot or somewhere. There's a place where they can get a job if they have that on their resume. But working for the federal government for a president that they hate, see ya, sayonara. Don't let the door hit you on the bottom when you get out of here.
But surely these people wouldn't want to work for a president that they don't like anyway, Alex.
Well, you're right, but, these people are just basically indentured servants. They don't have anywhere else to go. They've been there so long, they're just going to just keep their job any way possible. But I hope Donald Trump smokes them all out. We just don't need federal employees that are going to go after American citizens for, a small number of tax issues. It's just, I don't like any of the federal employees that don't like Donald Trump because they don't like America.
No, you're spot on. They're certainly not MAGA supporters, that's for sure. Now, I want to unpack what's going on at the moment with Pete Hegseth. Donald Trump's allies are expected to ramp up criticisms against Republican Iowa Senator Joni Ernst as she stalls on offering support to Pete Hegseth. Of course, he is Donald Trump's Secretary of Defense pick. Firstly, what's going on here? Explain the situation to us.
Well, they're really worried about Pete. You know, they try to claim that he's just a inexperienced Fox News host, which is not the case at all. He's a veteran, and they're worried because he's going to go after a lot of this trans ideology and woke ideology that's currently in the military. You know, this isn't a conservative viewpoint, but I'm actually not against transgenders in the military. If they want to go fight for our country, that's fine, but they shouldn't be in charge of the military. They should be in their own division or something. So they're worried about that. They're worried about all the transgenders and all the people with gender dysphoria getting kicked out. So I love Pete. I can't wait for him to get in there and really shake things up. That's why they're scared.
And I've got to say, he even said the other day, Pete made really strong comments. He said, in the end, I'm not here. I don't need to answer to anyone. I don't answer to the media. The person who I answer to is Donald Trump. And I thought that that was a really fair and measured comment. Do you think that the media, particularly the left-wing media, are now deliberately going after him?
Oh, 100%. And they're going after all of Trump's nominations. I mean, there's nobody in Trump's cabinet that the media likes. Not that I've noticed. I haven't heard one pundit on MSNBC or CNN give any support to any of Trump's cabinet picks. So they have to go after him, whether they liked him or not. So Pete is more than just a Fox News host. He's going to get in there. He's going to make change. Kash Patel is going to be incredible. He's going to totally shake up the FBI. So I'm so excited for all these picks. And the more it scares the media, the happier it makes me.
And just a point that you touched on before, at the same time, a conservative research group has compiled a list of woke senior officers they want him to sack should he be confirmed, which it says are excessively focused on diversity, equity and inclusion and other similar left-wing initiatives. Is this why they're so scared of him, do you think?
100%. And our military should be a meritocracy. You should be appointed for positions and earn your position on being excellent. But instead, we have this DEI program that just picks people by their race and by their gender or by their non-binary or by their transgender. And so when you do that, when you elevate people based on checks because of their race, that's racist. So he's going to shake things up and he's going to put the best people in charge. And I can't wait. And I think America's safety is going to increase exponentially once he gets in there.
Yeah, I agree. Enough of the DEI picks. It's just getting absolutely out of control. Now, Alex, look, we love your passion, of course, on this show, but we especially love your very bold display of passion for America on board Frontier Airlines. Check this out.
We're on the flight. Some people don't like the hat. This guy doesn't like the hat, but guys, I'm a pip on a blend. You know, we love Donald Trump here. Future 47th, and don't forget, he was the 45th president. Let's go.
There it is. You put the hat on for us especially. I mean, you're iconic. What can I say? Firstly, what was the reaction on board that airline to this?
Well, you know, I got a couple mean looks, but when I was walking through the airport, I could not believe how many people were so pumped up about this hat. And obviously it's a joke that it's oversized and it's a goofy hat, but so many more people than I expected came up to me and said, awesome hat. But my seatmate, I'm going to post a video. I've just sent it to my editor. It's taken a minute. They didn't want to talk to me the whole entire flight, but other than the two people sitting next to me, people love this hat. People are happy that Donald Trump's back in office, and the support is overwhelming. And I thought I was going to get more mean looks, but I would say it would be 80-20 positive versus negative when I wear this hat.
You know, that's funny because I feel like now it's become a fashion trend. The hat, the Donald Trump YMCA dance, people love it now. I feel like it's different this time around, Alex.
No, you're exactly right, because in 2016, people were scared to support Donald Trump. And then after what happened in 2020, more people started to wake up. And now people are done worrying about being politically correct all the time. They're done worrying about what their coworkers think. They're happy that Donald Trump is in office. They're happy that gas prices are going to go down. They're happy that the border is not going to just be, more holes in Swiss cheese. People are happy that Donald Trump is going to make America great again. And it's obvious because they showed up at the election. Donald Trump won overwhelmingly, and nobody predicted that. Nobody in the mainstream media, at least.
No, exactly. Are you going to sell those hats? What are you doing with them?
I should. This hat is $90, and I think after I wore this, believe it or not, the company that was making it, I think they got a cease and desist, and now Donald Trump is the only one that's allowed to sell this hat. So, yes, this hat, I think I might have started a trend, but you're going to see every American, not everyone, but a lot of Americans wearing this hat very soon.
We need them here in Australia. Import them over here, please. Alex Stein, you're amazing. Thank you so much for joining me.
Thank you for having me. Always a pleasure.